All right, so we've got breaking news. Audio, which seems to have came from like a backup feed from CNN, has now been released of the exchange between Elizabeth Warren and Bernie Sanders, which means we don't have to make it out anymore. Let's go ahead and hear this out.
I think you called me a liar on national TV.
What?
I think you called me a liar on national TV.
Let's not do it right now. You want to have that discussion? We'll have that
Anytime.
discussion. You called me. You told me. All right, let's not do it now.
I don't want to get in the middle of it. I just want to say hi, Bernie.
Yeah, good. Okay.
I think you called me a liar on national TV.
What?
I think you called me a liar on national TV.
Let's not do it right now. You want to have that discussion? We'll have that
Anytime.
discussion. You called me. You told me. All right, let's not do it now.
I don't want to get in the middle of it. I just want to say hi, Bernie.
Yeah, good.
So there's a couple of parts about this. Okay, first of all, we'll start out with the Steyer conversation. He says, I don't want to get in the middle of it. I just want to say hi, Bernie. He says, yeah, good, okay. That's hilarious. But what's even more hilarious is Elizabeth Warren has the gall to act as a victim here. She's trying to portray herself as the victim after she smeared Bernie Sanders as a sexist. You don't get to play the victim card when you're the one who put out a smear and a lie about Bernie Sanders. You don't get to do that. You're not the victim here. You lied about this guy, and he didn't call you a liar straight up. That could be an implication of what he's saying, which is fine. He should have implied it really hard and should have called you a liar on national television. But what's weird about Elizabeth Warren's brain seems to be that she doesn't seem to care or maybe not even realize that she's lying. She's had a very storied history of lying in the past. So that's why when it comes to comparing records, you can tell that it's Elizabeth Warren who's lying and Bernie doesn't. Bernie doesn't lie. Elizabeth Warren, on the other hand, made up herself being Native American for decades. Not only that, she put it on her forms for the Texas State Bar Association, and she also put it on her form for becoming a Harvard professor. So, there's like an actual document of the Texas State Bar form that literally has her put in her race as Native American. And then it turns out that most likely, a random person probably has as much Native American DNA as she does. Some of them have even more, which is really embarrassing. So she completely lied about that, took advantage of that completely. So that's a horrible thing to lie about, especially for such a lengthy amount of time and use it like that. She also apparently claimed that her dad was a janitor. That was apparently false because one of her siblings says that's not true. She also apparently lied about losing her job because she was pregnant. She also has stolen valor in terms of being a public school teacher. She always tries to use that as a thing for herself when she was a public school teacher for 1 year on an emergency degree. She was a professor, which is very, very different from being a public school teacher. They're entirely different things. So there's more stolen valor by Elizabeth Warren, but she is a serial liar, and I'm starting to think that there's something going on with her brain where it doesn't even register that she's lying about Bernie Sanders. It doesn't even seem to register in the brain that it's like, holy fuck, I just lied about this guy. And it's clear that there's a miscommunication going on here. It's clear that they haven't had any conversations. Maybe they have by now. But we're going to have to see what goes on here, man. But it's pretty disgusting seeing Elizabeth Warren playing victim. This is really, really bad. This is very, very bad.